Hello! Okay, 4.7, we're going to talk about solving proportions. So we talked about how to tell if ratios or tables and all that is proportional. So now we're going to talk about if you have a missing number, how to solve that. So it's like mixing proportions with equations. It's going to be great. Let's go! Okay, so solving proportions. Let's start with our I can statement. It's always good to know when you're going somewhere, what is your destination? Okay, so we're going to say that I can solve a proportion. Okay, bam. And it's just like checking to see if ratios are proportional, guys. Okay, but with a couple extra steps. So, it says solve for x so that the ratios are proportional. So we have 7 to 13 and the ratio 21 to x. So step 1, we're going to write them as fractions. So 7 over 13 and 21 over x. And what I can do is make them equal each other because I want them to be proportional, so I know that they're going to be equal. Okay, I'm setting it up that way. So that's step 1. Step 2, cross multiply. So we're going to take 7 times x equals 13 times 21. Ooh, let me grab my calculator. Bam. Okay. So now I can just do the multiplication, simplify, and then solve for the variable. Okay, so 7 times x is 7x. 13 times 21, 273. Okay, so now I need to solve for x. So I draw the line through my equal sign. I work on the side with the variable. Okay, it won't always be on the left. Sometimes it might be on the right, and that's okay. But for now, it's on the left. So working with 7x. 7x means 7 times x. So to undo that multiplication, I'm going to divide by 7. Okay, because 7 divided by 7 is what? It's 1. So it gets me to 1x, which is my goal, right? Okay, then we're going to do 273 divided by 7. Oh, is 39. That's it. Okay, so I took the ratios that I want to be proportional. I set them as fractions equal to each other. I can set them equal to each other because I'm making them proportional. I'm making them equal. And then I cross multiply and solve for the variable. Okay. I'm going to make this guy a little bigger. Focus him in. So our instructions here say find y so that the ratios are proportional. So I want to know what is y. It's already set up as fractions for me. So I'm going to start by cross multiplying. 3 times 24 equals y times 9. Then I'm just going to simplify it a little bit. 3 times 24 is 72. Y times 9 is 9y. Now I'm just going to solve for y. So to undo that multiplication, working on the side with the variable, we're going to divide by 9. Because 9 divided by 9 is 1. So that gets me 1y, which is my goal. Then 72 divided by 9 is 8. Okay, so instead of y, if I put 8 in that ratio, it would work. That means it's proportional. So like here. So instead of y, I put 8. So 3/8 is proportional to 9/24. That's it. All right, and we have a fraction example. Don't worry, I'll walk through it with you. Okay, so it's going to get a little crazy, and then it's going to be okay. So just hang in there with me. Okay, so I have the ratios 1/5 to 2, and I want it to be proportional to the ratio n to 6. So I write the first ratio as a fraction, so 1/5 over 2, and set it equal to the other ratio as a fraction, n over 6. Then I'm going to cross multiply 1/5 times 6 equals 2 times n. Okay. I need to finish my multiplication first before I can solve. So I'm going to make 6 into a fraction by putting it over 1. And then I can just multiply across. 1 times 6 is 6. 5 times 1 is 5. And 2 times n is 2n. Okay. You might have to squeeze this on your page. So now I can solve. Okay. So I need to get n by itself, so I need to undo 2 times n. The opposite of 2 times n is dividing by 2. So that gets rid of the 2's, and we just have n. Now over on the side, I'm going to do that 6/5 divided by 2. So over here, we're going to do 6 over 5 divided by 2. Make 2 into a fraction by putting it over 1. Okay. Then to divide fractions, I keep the first fraction. I switch to multiplication. I flip the second fraction. Okay. And now I can multiply across. 6 times 1 is 6. 5 times 2 is 10. But we gotta reduce. Always reduce your fractions, guys. Okay? So think, what can you divide both 6 and 10 by? Answer's 2. They're both even. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, so our answer is 3/5. So when I go back up to my initial ratio, instead of n, I can put 3/5, and that makes my ratios proportional. All right, let's check out a couple homework problems. All right, for your practice, I'm gonna let you do most of them on your own because you guys are equations and proportions rock stars by now, okay? But I will do a level 3 with you. How about the second one of level 3? Okay, so I want to solve for n so that my ratios are proportional. So I'm going to take that first ratio and put it as a fraction. So 6.7 over n equals my second ratio as a fraction, 6.34 over 4.21. Okay, so now I'm going to cross multiply and then solve. So we're going to take 6.7 times 4.21 and then n times 6.34. Okay, so I'm going to do the multiplication, and you can use a calculator, it's totally fine. Okay, so 6.7 times 4.21 is 28.207 equals 6.34n. Now it's all set up, so we can solve it. I draw a line through my equal sign. Then I look at the side with the variable, okay? I'm looking to isolate n. I just want one n. Right now, it's being multiplied by 6.34. So to undo multiplication, I'm going to do the opposite, which is division. What I divide by on the side with a variable, I have to divide by on the other side. Okay, so you just get 1n equals, we're going to take 28.207 divided by 6.34. Ooh, we're going to have to round that. 4.44905, and it goes on. Let's round to the nearest hundredths. So here's the hundredths place. I look to the right. Since 9 is bigger than 5, my hundredths place rounds up to 4.45. Alright, that's it. You guys got this. Don't be scared of fractions. You can use calculator. Go team. Woo!